Bangkok, Thailand. Before you visit this city and experience the sights, markets, and nightlife, you are going to need these tips that will save you time and money.
How do I know this is going to help? Let's just say I have a friend of mine that really wish he knew this before coming here. All right, let's begin. Okay, before coming here, besides the fact that your flight will probably be delayed if you fly with any of these airlines, check if you have the right visa. You do get a 30-day free visa if you're from a select few countries that includes the United States. But if you're staying over 30 days, you can apply for an extension at immigration. I believe it's about 1900 baht for an additional 30 days. I lucked out because I was expecting to apply for an extension when I arrived at the airport, but for some reason until March 2023, the tourist visa is actually for 45 days. Okay, so the place you're staying at. I know most of you are going to use Airbnb or some other third-party sites to book your place. And if you do that, please do your research, because I know you can't really exactly find the location of the condo, but try to find the condo name through the pictures or the surroundings, because you don't really want to book a place where they do construction at 8 in the morning. Two, most importantly, you don't want to do something that's illegal. Bangkok does not allow short-term rentals, and while most condos don't really enforce that rule, you don't really want to be stuck in a situation where you get to the condo and you're not allowed in. So just remember to do your research and look at the reviews for the host.
You've arrived at your destination.
All right, so when you arrive at the airport, you're gonna need two things, which is Thai baht and a SIM card. For currency exchanges, you can get one at the ground level if you really need to. It has the cheapest rates. It's by the airport rail. For SIM cards, obviously it's cheaper outside the airport to get SIM cards, but if you really need to get onto the internet because you're a deprived addict, you can get one by the baggage claim. I got two SIM cards, both 30 days, from one inside the airport and one outside the airport in the city, and the price difference was only 100 baht. Ooh. Oh. The apps you're gonna need in Thailand, you're gonna want to use Google Maps. For translation app, I find that Papago works very well here. You're gonna want Google Lens if you can't read Thai, very useful. For transportation, you're gonna want to use the Grab app. I find it much easier to hail a taxi that way instead of finding one on the street, because it prevents you from getting scammed. And the last app that you're probably gonna need is the Line app. Pretty much it's like the WhatsApp of Thailand. Everyone here uses it, including businesses.
Cultural etiquette, or how to behave here. I'm going to start off with one that should really apply to every country, and it's don't be obnoxiously loud in public places, especially public transportation and temple sites. As a greeting, Thai people bow with their hands in prayer form. Don't touch their heads, don't point at them, don't put your feet up on anything or use your feet to hold the door like I did. Thai people consider the feet the dirtiest, so avoid all feet things. And ladies, wear appropriate clothing, especially at temple sites. There are strict rules of what you can't wear. As a tourist, you're required to carry around your passport, but taking a picture of your passport and the arrival stamp is sufficient enough. Okay, for tourist scams, I feel like everyone gets scammed by taxis, tut-tuts, or tour vans. Like I said before, use a Grab app for taxis so you get a set price before your trip. Same thing with tut-tuts, always agree on a price before you take the ride. For tour vans, I would say avoid them. Your best bet is to go online, hire a driver for half a day or a full day, find the locations you want to go to. They can set you up with an English-speaking driver. There are plenty of businesses that do this, so go online, compare prices, you'll be fine. There's two general rules that I usually follow when I'm traveling abroad to avoid scams. And the first one is basically don't help anyone. Well, don't help strangers. Don't be that good Samaritan. You see an old lady pushing a cart, don't help her. Because the next thing you know, like you broke the cart and you're gonna end up paying for it. Or you see a guy drop his wallet, don't pick it up for them. He might accuse you of stealing money from there. And the second rule is always avoid people that come up to you trying to help you when obviously you don't need help. I feel like the three people that come up to you in Thailand are people who beg for money, people who are trying to sell you something, and prostitutes. Actually, now that I kind of think about it, those last two can be grouped together because they are trying to sell you sex. Well, anyways, just avoid those kind of interactions. If you're here long enough, you're going to sort of realize that everyone's in cahoots with each other. Don't be surprised if your tut-tut driver or your taxi driver randomly stops by some random shop. It's because like they all live off commission off tourists here. My best advice for nightlife is if you're out at the bar, keep track of your drinks. Sometimes they add on some beers or drinks without you knowing. Check the receipts all the time before you pay, and don't get too drunk. Last few advices. For shopping, remember to haggle at the markets. It's perfectly fine to negotiate price here. If you are buying things at department stores, remember to check if your purchase qualifies for a tax refund. Usually you'll see this type of sign outside the store. Here's some of the procedures and conditions for the refund. Personally, I don't think Thailand is for shopping. While you can find cheap clothes at the markets, just remember they are low quality hand-me-downs. I've had shirts rip after one wash. I think Thailand is much better for food and pampering services. You can find food for as low as 40 baht. Just remember when you're looking at street food, know what you're eating. Don't go overboard and try exotic things. You don't want to get sick. Thailand has really cheap self-care services. You can find $6 haircuts, $20 hour-long massages. For tipping, while it's not expected, you can tip if you want. It's not going to offend anyone. I usually tip when I get good service, and it's not like a percentage of the bill, like in the States. It's usually like 100 or 200 baht. Sometimes places in more tourist areas will already add a service or VAT charge, so look out for that on your bill. Thailand is a beautiful place. You guys are going to enjoy coming here, and I hope to see you guys soon.